how can I do this? How do I do this? I think I can do this. Then I need something to support. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Oh my God, that's not going to work. Okay. I should have titled it, "Don't Watch This Video," but I forgot to do that. Oh, boy. I don't know. Why does it always put this chat filter on? This chat filter pisses me off. It's pissing me off! All right. I know if I wait about 45 to 90 seconds, my Stockerazzi viewer always shows up. There they are, 24 hours a day. There's a Stockerazzi viewer that always listens, and then they leave for a second, and then they come back. And they stay all day and all night. They just left. I told you they'd leave. They leave for a few seconds, and then they come back in. Then they leave and come back in and leave and come back in, and then they just stay. They'll stay for hours. I have labeled them Stockerazzi Patalachi. If I'm not going to get any viewers, I'll just take a nap. That's all I've done today is nothing. Oh, boy. I would ask questions here, but one person already left. I would ask questions here, but is there another burp? Okay, things are getting better. But the attention span of people on YouTube is about 10 seconds, so by the time I ask my question, they'd be gone. I'm all nasal. I'm all stuffed up. Yes, I've got one viewer. See, like if I was a big streamer, I'd have about 400 people by now, and they'd all be saying, "Can I give you money? Can I hand you my money? I was going to give it to my kids, but nope, I want to give it to you." But I don't have that. Nobody wants to give me money. Oh, that was a yawn. All right. Well, I'll talk anyway. I don't care. I don't even look at the screen. I just look up at the ceiling. So, there's got to be somebody out there who knows. But the problem is when you ask anything up, see, they left. You have about a 15-second attention span on in the country. It's not just YouTube. The average person in this country now has a 15-second attention span. The light turns green. They want to go. If you're blocking them, they want to shoot you so they can get around you. They've got 15 seconds of brain power. You have a conversation. After 15 seconds, they're gone. They can stand in line for 15 seconds, and then they want to beat up the cashier. So, all right, so I'll ask my question. I don't expect I'm going to get an answer because this is YouTube, home of the Moran. Where did the Moran come from? Do I still have a viewer? I will tell you where the Moran came from, because very few, nobody knows, because the people on the internet have their head up their tushes. You go on YouTube, you go on the internet, it probably won't be easy, but you go and do a search, and you do a little looking and cooking, you do a little looking on YouTube, and you will find a photograph when George Bush was running for office. See, all you people, all you know about is videos of what goes on nowadays. You don't know the world. George Bush was running for office, and there is a guy outside one of his campaigns. And he is standing there with a sign that says, "Don't be a moron," M-O-R-A-N instead of a moron. It's a classic sign, but nobody knows about it because nobody researches the world. So, yawn. I got over my mini fever, and I don't know that it was a mini fever. I think my core temperature just went to hell last night, chilled me out, and I stood outside frozen, shivering, just literally frozen. I couldn't move. My core temperature dropped immediately, and I stood there unable to move because my body was shivering so much. And then I got in the house, and it's not the first time it's happened. I knew what I had to do. I bundled up, I warmed up, I put on a flannel jacket and a ski jacket and a cap, and yeah. And it takes forever because the whole body gets all confused. It took about 5 hours to get my body back to normal. So, all right, we have one stockerazzi. So let me ask you a question. I don't want to do the research. I'll do the research anyway because I wouldn't trust anybody on YouTube. But I think in the US, I believe when it says account FDIC insured, you people don't even know this stuff. You have 5 cents to your name and you spend it all on hamburgers at McDonald's. Somebody was begging me yesterday to go to McDonald's to get breakfast. They said, "Oh, they've got pancakes." I went, "That stuff is junk. Those aren't pancakes." No, go to McDonald's, get pancakes, get some pancakes and sausage. I said, "That food is garbage." Not that I eat any better, but McDonald's, that's junk. Okay, so FDIC insured means your account is insured for $100,000, which is usually not an issue. Because if a bank goes bankrupt and you have $500,000 in the account, the FDIC is still going to protect you. They should protect you. They don't have to. They might say you're only getting $100,000 and the other $400,000 you're screwed. But normally, the FDIC protects people. So, yawn. Boy, am I tired. My body's just beat. Yeah, I had that shiver thing last night, and then I went over to my mom's house, and she says, "Do you need something? Can I make you tea?" I said, "What you could do is leave me alone because I don't feel good and I'm sick." And I wasn't really sick. I just had to get the temperature system back. And I sat there sweating like a hog, and sweating and sweating and sweating and burning up and boiling, and took my temperature, and it wasn't that high, but it was up there. It was probably up there because I was all covered up and burning myself up. So what do you do when you're burning up? You have some hot tea. Hot tea felt really good. Went down my throat. I could feel it hit my stomach. It felt really good to me. And then my body started to regulate better. And then I slowly took off the jacket and slowly took off the other jacket. And I wanted to shiver, but I was so warm and I had the heater up, pumping into the room. And then, of course, when all of this is happening, then you turn on the fan to try to dry the sweat off your skin so that you don't shiver from the moisture. Man, am I nasal. Then I drank some ice water because that's what you do when you were just freezing your butt off a few seconds ago. And finally got my temperature back and then slept on the sofa. Woke up all night long, 7 o'clock. Took a shower, got in the car, came back here, and that's all I pretty much done all day is sleep. I did go to the store. I did go to Costco and get my mom like 16 ice cream drumsticks. So she's happy. I think. She hasn't called and said a word. She called and asked me if I was bringing her dinner. So I haven't slept at the house in weeks because I couldn't. After I put down the dog, today's 3 weeks, 12. Today is today is 12, I can't even think. Today is 3 months, 12 weeks since I put my dog down. I made a video about it. It was pretty emotional for me. It's still very tough, as you can hear in my voice, to even talk about it. So FDIC insured, your account's covered for $100,000. So the question is, and nobody's going to leave an answer because nobody wants me to know that they listen to my amazing videos. But that's okay. You all suck. Okay, back to that. So what's the interest rate nowadays for a certificate of deposit? And I would, because my place is going to sell soon. And that's why I have to do some research, because if you leave money in the bank, you're talking, if you put money in the bank, the banking system, let me get this straight, it's not Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden saved this country. It's unbelievable. We would be screwed if his people hadn't done what they did. We are so lucky. We would be, what Donnie did to us, we would be in big trouble. So our economy is actually excellent. Our economy in the US is the best economy in the world. The problem is things cost too much. Now that's not Biden's fault. That's the market's fault. That is the corporate. That's the corporation's fault. Why do I say that? Because I can go into the store, and the store that I go to all the time, I can go into the store and I can see the ice cream selling for $2.97. And then a week later, it's selling for $6.98 if you buy 4 of that item. $6.98, and you've got to buy 4 of them to get the $6.98 price. The next week, they drop it down to about 5 something, and you don't have to, then you have to buy 2, and then a couple weeks later, it goes back to $2.97. The prices are manipulated all over the place. We are being screwed by corporate America. Go into a store every couple of days and watch the prices. You will see Biden's not calling up the market and saying, hey, raise the prices on ice cream. No, these corporations are screwing us, and they're making a fortune. And that's called capitalism. You don't like it, pack your bags and move out of the country. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So when you put your money in the bank, if you have a checking account, they're paying like 0.25%. They're paying nothing. Years ago, years ago, they were paying 12, this was a long time ago, they were paying 12% on bank accounts. 12% interest. Now it's 0.25%. But the certificate of deposit, which for years has been really bad, now I believe that's up to 4%. And it's only I think it's only a 30-day or 60-day hold on the account. So if you got a chunk of money, if you have a chunk of money, you're not dealing with CDs, you're dealing with better investments. But if you're flinging money into your bank and you put it in your checking account, you're going to get 0.25%. If you pop that same money into a certificate of deposit, I believe now they're at about 4%. So as long as you're going to lock up the money for 30 days, you're getting 4% instead of 0.25%. So this place is going to close escrow in another few weeks. And I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with that money. That money's going straight in the bank. It's just going to go straight into the bank in a very low paying, nothing, 0.25%. And then I got to figure out, do I move it over to a financial place that wants that money, because they don't even care if I put the money in and lock it up. They just want that money. They want the money, then they can put it in an account and say, here, if you need it, you can write a check on the account, or we'll give you a credit card. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need credit cards. I don't need to write checks on it. I just need a place to park this money. And I wasn't planning on selling this. All of this whole thing, if you asked me a year ago, I would have said, you're out of your mind. And then I ended up packing up and moving out. And I moved to my mom's house to take care of her. And I moved there with the dog, and then the dog got sick, and I had to put her down. So I'm dealing with selling this place, which has been an absolute nightmare. Do I still have my one stockerazzi? Oh my God, I've got more. So it's been an absolute nightmare. The reason is houses in this neighborhood are selling for $2 to $3.5 million within 10 days. So I know all of you people out there that live in a barn or under a river, by the river. You're saying $3 million, who's got that money? Yeehaw! That's why people hate California, because there's Texas gold. So the houses out here are selling for $2.5 to $3 million. Who's buying them? Mostly whites and Asians in their 30s. Yeah, that are in social media, that are working for Snapchat and Amazon and Facebook, and they're working from home, and they're making $200,000 to $300,000. They're bringing in the bucks. Or the white man that is working for corporate America or the oil companies or internet companies, investment companies. So houses out here within about the house that I was talking about 2 weeks ago, it just closed escrow 3 days ago. I don't know what they sold for, but I know they listed it at $1.9 million. They bought it at they made about $400,000 off the house in 4 years. And they had a bidding war. So it definitely went for over $2 million. Another house down the block listed for, what did they listed it for? I think they listed for 2.1 or 2. All I know is they lowered it. This is insane. The mother lived there. The father died years ago. The 3 kids moved out. 3 kids are in their 60s. Mother was blind. She dies. Then normally, if you're in your 60s, you don't need money. If you're in your 60s and you need money, you've screwed up in your life. If you have debt when you're 60 or you're working, you've messed up, and you're working to survive. You're working to put food on the table, and you got screwed. You got screwed in corporate America. You went for a job. You didn't go for a job that either needed an education or that was going to pay you well. And you worked your whole life like that, and you got screwed. And now you're 67 years old, and you're screwed. I keep saying that word a lot. I don't want to say screwed. I want to say tattooed. Okay, so let me get back to what I was talking about. So these are 3 kids. Well, they were kids. They were her kids. In their 60s, mom dies. They knew she was going to die. I knew she was going to die. I talked to her a year ago. I was like, whoa, this woman's not going to be around long. So her 3 kids die. So I don't even know if they live. I don't think they live in the state. But what did I say? Her 3 kids died. Her 3 kids mom dies. So if your mom dies and you live out of state, get off your butt and get on an airplane and fly to mommy's house. Oh no, they can't do that. Everything is done on the internet. Even in these old people, it's all done on the internet. You don't have to come here and do anything. We'll text message each other, like the teeny boppers do. So they don't come out here. They get a real estate agent, and we're going to need you to do everything. Of course she's going to do everything. She's going to build them up the tush. She's going to bill them for everything she does, because they can't come out here. Do they have a grandkid? Maybe you got a grandkid. You can send the grandkid out here to be in charge, teach them how to be a man, send the granddaughter out. You got to have somebody. No, they give the whole thing over to the real estate agent. So if you're in your 60s, you don't need money. There's no rush. But this market is really, it's a buyer's market now. That's why it took me so long to sell, because the buyers were nowhere for me. And when the buyers showed up, I told them, get lost. I'm not going to take that deal. Yeah, I want to sell, but I don't have to sell. You think I've got to sell. You think I've got to negotiate. Get lost. I'll wait for somebody that wants to give me what I want. That was the issue with me. I just said no. I was the master of no. Do I still have my 6 viewers? 5 viewers. They're all going to leave soon. Okay, so that house in the neighborhood, 3 kids, they talk to the real estate agent, and a real estate agent will screw you up the tushes because they want to sell the house. They want that money. Out here it is, I hear somebody walking outside. They just changed the law. They changed the law where it's negotiable now, but out here it's usually 5%. So if you're selling a $2 million house, let me see if I can do my math. If you're selling $2 million, 10% would be 200,000, 5% would be 100. So the real estate agent, if she represents the seller and not the buyer, oh, I just forgot. What is she? She's going to pull in 100,000. No, she's going to pull in $50,000 to sell the house. It's to their advantage to just like, oh, sell, get rid of this house. I want my 50K. I want my money. I want to get rich. I want to go over to Mexico and kick back, swim in the water, get my massage, eat my coconut. Oh, wait, that's Alaska. Oh, no, they don't have coconuts in Alaska. That's Hawaii. They just want the sale. They don't care about I know they're representing the seller, but they want the sale. So these guys put this house up for sale. What do? They don't show up at the house. They tell the real estate agent, and this is what real estate agents do. They hire the gardener, they trim all the trees, they trim your bush. Can you say that on YouTube? They trim the bushes, yes. So they trim your bush, and they trim the trees, and they clean the pool, and they clean the yard, and they bring in somebody to clean get all the furniture and make the floors look good. Now, it depends what you want. If you're doing a flip, if you want to get rid of it, you just say, I'm not going to do anything. Just sell it as is, which is kind of what I did. My place was sold as is. And people came in and said, I want you to do this. And I'd say, see ya. You buy my place, you make an offer as is. You don't like it, find somebody else. But in these houses, in this house I'm talking about, that house was sold pretty much as is, which doesn't mean as is. If there's certain things that have to be done for code, like in Los Angeles, you cannot sell a house until all the smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are installed. They have to be installed. And if they're not, you can't even close escrow. You can't get a loan. It's got to be signed off. So certain things have to be done. You don't have a choice. But if somebody comes over and says, I don't like that door doesn't close, the seller can say, I'll give you $100 to accept it, or they can say, I'm giving you nothing, or the real estate agent might say, which is very common out here, which they'll say, we can make more money, let's fix the place up. Let's hire a painter, it will cost so much money. We'll paint the house, we'll fix the landscape, we'll fix the doors, we'll fix the outlets, the switches, we'll make it look good. It's going to cost you so much money, and you'll make it back in the sale. It depends on what you want to do. You want to sell it as is, you want to fix it up. The other big thing out here is whether it's investor or real estate agent, which is very common. The real estate agent will say, okay, it's on the market, I'll buy it from you. So you don't have a hassle, I'll buy it. And so the seller says, oh, this is a really good deal, I've got my money. Real estate agent buys the house. A week later, they demolish it. Put up a 2-story house, sell it for $3 or $4 million. They make $1 million off of the thing within a year because they turned it into a 2-story mansion. So these 3 guys put the house on the market. Don't need the money. There's no rush. They're 60. What the heck do you need the money for? What are you going to buy? Another catheter or some pee pants? it sits on the market and it doesn't sell in a couple weeks. And the real estate agent did what they do. We got to lower the price $100,000 to make it sell. These guys were fools. Fools. I say they were fools. You hear me? It didn't sell. We got to lower it another $100,000. They lost $200,000 because they couldn't sell it within 3 or 4 weeks. And the real estate agent screwed them over. The agent got her money. She's happy with the sale. These guys are out $200,000. The grandkids, can you imagine the grandkid could have come to Los Angeles and bought maybe a garage? I don't know. I don't know if he could afford a garage with $200,000. He could have bought something. So these guys were not too bright. Maybe they've got downy dementia. I don't know. Who the heck drops their price $200,000 in a couple weeks? So my place, oh, that's right. We were talking about my place. So it's sold, or it's going to sell. It hasn't sold yet. It's almost done. It's not there. They could back out. If they back out now, if they call up tomorrow and say, we don't want it, I make $20,000 for them backing out. But they're not going to back out because they want it. So we're almost there. And then after that, all this money's coming in. And so where do you park it? Where the heck do you park it? What do I need? Why do I need money? So that I could go buy some expensive $10 ice cream? I don't need it. It's really weird. It's very odd. It's a whole different world. You talk to people. The world is have and have-nots. That's just how our world is. And it's not right, and it's not fair, and it shouldn't be. Every time I see these Mexican construction people out there digging up, not every time, but a lot of times, when I see these Mexican guys digging up the lawn, I've dug up a lawn before. You kill your back, you're gasping for air, you're sweating like a cow. It's tough work. These guys are out there all day, and nobody's there giving them water. They just ignore these people. And that's the life they live. They're just trying to survive so they can put taquitos on the table. So when I see somebody like that, I'll pull over, I'll walk up to them and give them a bottle of water, just because it's the thing to do. So you got Luigi. Luigi's struggling to put a meatball on the table, and here I am selling this place, saying, "What the heck do I don't want this money. I don't need this money. What am I going to do with this money?" And when you say that, people say, "Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. You can give it to me." You ever watch the internet? Of course you have. You ever watch the internet? You see these videos where these guys walk up and they say, "I'm going to bless you with $5,000. She doesn't say, or they don't say, "Thank you so much. You've completely changed my life." "Oh my God, praise Jesus. Thank the Lord. First off, there is no Jesus. There is no Lord. Let's get real with all this religious stuff. I should lose all my viewers now. It's fascinating. Religion is fascinating because there's the Jesus and the Lord and the wafers. That's believed by the Christians and the Catholics. The Jews don't even believe in that stuff. So how is it possible that one side believes in Jesus and the other side says that doesn't exist? None of that stuff exists, and Jesus was a Jew. And then you got the Muslims that say, "I don't believe in the stuff." Everybody's believing their own crap, and they're donating money to their church. That's sucking off the money, just like downy dementia is. So, okay, how did I get on that tangent? That tangerine. So, I don't need the money, but everybody I'll take it, give it to me. I was thinking today, there's somebody who's out there that live streams all the time. And today I thought, and I would have done it. I could have done it. I'm thinking, I could have just given the guy my place, and he would have been local to do his stuff at the airport, and he would have had a local home, and he could have had this place for free. I could have here, let's sign the paperwork, and you own it. But I never even thought of that at the time. So this place is going to sell soon, and then I got to figure out where am I going to park that money. With the, what's it called? What did I say? Not the T-bills. It used to be T-bills, the certificates of deposit or whatever they call it. And then I called my sister 2 days ago and I said, hey, because when I call up, she doesn't answer and say hello. She goes, yeah. So, and I said, what's the matter with you? Who answers their phone? Yeah. Do you have a problem? She goes, what do you want? What do you want? Hurry up. I don't have time. Oh, my God. So I called up and I said, hey, yo, 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 in the hood. I said, once I sell this place, and if you've been watching my videos, you know the tension between me and my mom and the dementia and what my mom did with the dog before I had to put her down. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. I know a lot of people. It's a nightmare. What I'm dealing with now. How many people are watching? I still have 4. What I'm dealing with is a nightmare. I know a cop who works the mental unit of the department. And when I was talking to her and we're discussing things and I said, can you believe it? My mom, the dementia, the dog, the selling. She says, I don't know how you're getting through all of this. And she deals with people every day who've got major, major life problems. She says, I don't know how you are able to survive dealing with the 3 of these things you're going through right now. Nobody should have to deal with that. Yeah, but there's people out there that are losing their whole family in wars and they're getting shot up and blown up. So, but I'm struggling. There's no doubt I'm struggling. So I call up my sister and she goes, yeah. And even though I'm pissed off at my mom and I can't deal with her and she's stubborn, she's impossible, the dementia's making it even worse. But I'm still her only kid. What am I saying? I'm the only child of hers that is taking care of her. The others want nothing to do with her. They haven't wanted anything to do with her for years. So I'm the one who's taking care of her. And I'm the one who's going to get the house. So here I've got the sale over here. That's going to go through soon. And so I told my sister, I said, once this place sells, we're hoping my mom just dies. We're hoping my mom is hoping she dies. She doesn't want to live now, but she's hoping that when she gets to that point, that she just goes in her sleep and it's over with. Because most of her friends have died. They've had a stroke, and then you have to have the caregiver come in the house, or you've got to have the person in the hospital, and then are you going to be in rehab, or are you going to go on assisted living? And it's a nightmare. It costs a fortune. Assisted living in California is $5,000 a month. Having a caregiver in your house is probably $7,000 a month. Who can afford that? So, told my sister, I said, I just figured it out. I said, if mom has a stroke and I have to put her in assisted living, I said, I've got enough money from the sale to pay for it. Not that I want to put the money towards assisted living, but like I said, what the heck am I going to do with it? What do I need it for? So I'm getting the house. I'm getting her house. Once she dies, I can either live in this house. I don't know if I want to. I can find myself a hot babe, sign a prenup. She'll divorce me, steal the house and all my money, and I'll be living in a box under the river. But I've got enough money that I can keep her in assisted living if I need to. Until I told my mom that yesterday. I said, I have got enough money to keep you alive in assisted living until you were this many years old. And she laughed and said, that is so funny. And I said, no, it's not funny, but I'm going to go to the store and buy you more ice cream tomorrow, so maybe you'll have a heart attack. And she laughed. And so, yeah, I've got enough money to take care of her. Whereas my sisters, all they want is the estate. They just want the house. They want the money. They want the property. They want to sell it. They want all the stuff that's inside. That's all they care about is money. La, 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 la. So I think the start of the video, I was asking about the rates for certificate of deposit. I think they're 4%. If anybody knows, let me know. I think it's 100,000 FDIC per account. Let me know. And when escrow closes, I'm going to have to start doing some serious research. That's when the bank starts saying, well, we could put you in here, we could put this money here, we could do this, or we could do this, because now they see a way for them to suck off your money so that you can put a taco on your table. So I got to figure this all out. I was not planning this. I was expecting to move, as my mom said, I was expecting to move into the house. And when Mom died, I was going to live there with the dog. And very hard to say. Very hard to say. 3 months ago, 3 months ago, I put her down. So it's hard to be in that house now, looking at all the places she slept and all the things she did. It's very difficult. When my mom is gone, it's going to be a very empty house because my dog is not. It's an empty house now without the dog. I can't even stay there in the daytime. It just makes me so unhappy. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to stay there, if I'm going to clean it up and sell it, if I'm going to relocate, if I'm going to get another dog, if I'm going to have a stroke and be in rehab tomorrow. Who knows? There's just way too much. Way too much going on. And I guess that's it. And I guess life could be a lot worse. People out there are saying, you're complaining about this? But, all right. Hey, I asked about the interest rate for certificate of deposit. But I know this is YouTube. This is the clown platform where you guys can't even tie your own shoes. That's why you have to wear sandals. So forget about it. I'll do my own research. Thanks for listening. Oh, Anthony left me something. Bro yapping. Okay, so I don't know what that is because I didn't grow up in the hood. So I don't know what bro is because I'm not your bro. Never met you. You're not my bro. I'm not your bro. I didn't grow up in the ghetto, so there's no bro, yo. And I'm not yapping. It's my channel, and I'm napping.